tear to mine. Next and final question for this section, okay?
Well, tell me, what's the difference then between a self-directed IRA and a self-directed IRA LLC?
Watch this. Let me go back to your original question. What was the difference between the traditional IRA and the self-directed IRA? And you'll hear this thing marketed on the internet all day long. Let me show you the self-directed IRA. Let's transfer your money from the traditional IRA to the self-directed IRA. And people market that thing. But they market it from a sales standpoint of view, not a financial advisor standpoint of view. So the first question is, what's the main difference between the traditional and the self-directed IRA? One thing, and that is the investment choices. Over here in the traditional, you're limited to your the investments that the custodian makes available to you. Let's say everybody's trying to get out of AIG funds and get away from AIGs, but they can't. Well, the broker's not telling them how to. And if they learn how and they transfer that money over to a self-directed custodian, the only difference is that now you can invest in what you want to. Real estate, notes, deeds, debentures, that kind of thing. Gold. So your investments are limited. From a fee standpoint of view, it's the same fee, or could be the same fee. So now let's get from the traditional to the self-directed. Now let me move my self-directed over here. And now I'm going to attach my self-directed, I'm going to have my self-directed IRA to apply for an LLC. Now, why do I want to have an LLC? Well, number one move is that I want to protect my money inside an IRA. Most people don't know that if you have money inside of a traditional IRA or a self-directed IRA, and if you are sued and the person obtains a judgment against you, well, they can go after that money. It is unprotected from what I call predators and creditors. That is very scary, and most people don't know that. So the first thing that we do to protect your money is to attach an LLC to it. The actual self-directed IRA applies for the LLC with its own EIN number, and then we transfer your money from the self-directed down to the LLC. Mm-hmm. In addition to that, the LLC applies for a checkbook, mm-hmm. so that you can do what? If you run into a deal, one of your housing deals, then we don't have to ask permission from the custodian. If it's a good deal under your advisement, all we have to do is simply write a check out.
Right.
You got me? So finally, to answer your question, the difference between the self-directed and the self-directed IRA LLC is, number one, we protected the assets. Mm-hmm. We've lowered our administrative fees, mm-hmm. from what, $4,500 in our original example, even in the self-directed. And once we attach that LLC to it, the fees go down to $194. Yeah. So this is a win-win-win for everyone. Yeah. I've increased my returns in this market, and I've made available what they call, and I hate this word, when they say that we can put non-traditional investments inside of the self-directed. Real estate has always been a traditional investment.
It has.
But it has not, it's been non-traditional over on the traditional IRA side.
Yeah.
Got
it. Yeah. Very good. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Listen, I'd like to thank you for coming by, and I had a couple of questions for you, if I could. How long have you been with Prudential?
Oh, I just moved to Prudential about 2 years ago, but I've been selling real estate for 25 years.
That's where I guess that's where I was going. Yeah, 25 years background in real estate.
You bet.
Residential, commercial?
All residential.
Okay.
I don't really do commercial at all.
Mm-hmm.
I was in new construction, that end of the residential for 23 years. So construction, of course, is my forte.
So we had some viewers out there that wanted to get in contact with you to explore the self-directed IRA and actually putting real estate inside of it. They can get in contact with you.
Absolutely, and I will crawl around all those houses with them, so they can bring some comfortable shoes.
You got it. Well, listen, it was a pleasure. And if you want more information, we'd like for you to contact Audrey over at Prudential, and her information will be up at the end of this presentation. And that's the end of our part 1 of a 3-part series, and we'd like to see you on the other side.
Well, we hope you enjoyed our short video presentation on investing in real estate using your IRA or your 401k plan. If you are fed up with losing retirement dollars daily, if you want to take control of your own retirement account, if you're fed up with paying ridiculous fees to stockbrokers, insurance agents, financial planners, brokerage houses, and insurance companies, and if you want to increase your investment return, how about could you use a good night's rest? Well, if the answer is yes to any of those, then you need to contact Audrey Ryan at Prudential Georgia Realty, 770-814-2300, and we'll see you on the other side. Well, travel with me out to www.atlantahomeexperts.com and let Audrey Ryan take your retirement plans to a new height.